Wenches, we are in episode 19 of season 3. We are coming to the close of season 3, finale coming up soon. But here we are, episode 19. Last week, episode 18, you're gonna do that to me, was all about contracts. So a little backstory with the Wenches. You guys are traveling from Eastwind on authority from the Dwarven Court of Eastwind, charged to go to Northwind in light of the recent terrorist attacks that are happening, not only in Eastwind, but kind of all over Waydora. A lot of stuff going on, and you were charged by the Dwarven Council to go to Northwind, see what's going on with the election of the new emperor that seems to be going on. As you know, the old emperor of 12 years had no kin and no bloodline to continue that emperorship, and so there's going to be an impromptu election coming up. So you guys are traveling there. On the way, you stopped by a tavern by the ocean. That tavern happened to be a club for basically monster hunters. It was a bar within a bar, and you found your way down into the basement. Look at that baby. That baby's cute. I made that. And into the Huntsman Lodge, the tavern. Eventually, somehow got your way into this bar within a bar, the secret bar in the basement. Found yourselves going through the trials that it takes to become a monster hunter in this guild known as the Predators, led by Guildmaster Fenrin. And you succeeded by going through all the steps, figuring out the puzzles, killing this juvenile kraken that they had as their kind of final boss to test you guys. You guys passed the test, made your way, exited the playing field into Fenrin's office, where he then gave you, to the victor goes the spoils, and he gave you the spoils of what it means to become a predator. You guys passed the test. You guys got badges. You guys got guild papers. You were given the rank of tracker, which is, bottom of the totem pole for predators. We mentioned kind of factions in the D&D world. You have renown now with the predators, 1 renown. As you move up, your rank changes, but for the predators specifically, you are given the rank of trackers. He also gave you a harvesting kit, which has the various ways to harvest these monster parts. Obviously, if he's going to give you contracts to go find monsters and harvest parts from them, you need the tools to do so. So a lot of empty vials to collect blood and other, poison glands, stuff like that, liquids, carving tools, basically what you would find in a dentist's office. A little bit more crude, but you receive that. You receive your badges, your guild papers, amenities. He talked about free lodging, the ability to trade at the trading post with Dugdor, the beloved NPC, which you guys love so much. Never let him go. We're all so in love with Dugdor, and which you guys did. You traded some things, got some gold before he closed up shop, and you took your leave into the rooms above and spent your first night, which you actually earned for free from Vuldric's performance a few hours prior. But either way, it's free. Pretty nice, decent room upstairs, and before you went to bed, I believe it was Solara and Anya, took a little peek at the Tome of the Stilled Tongues to see what Vecna had to say for himself. And once again, Vecna has left you with a message that he wrote at midnight, and upon reading it, vanished in front of your very eyes. And that message read, "The Darrow bloodline ends with you, Solara." Shut the book, shut the eyes, fell asleep. And that is where we pick up this evening. So, let's see, changing sceneries here. since Spotify is really, really, really cool. I really love what it's doing. Switching scenes here. It's morning time. You all get a good night's rest. Any hit points that you were missing, feel free to roll your hit dice if you haven't already. Your spell slots are replenished. And yeah, it was a late night. A lot going on. Probably 2 a.m. bedtime, 1, 2 a.m. You wake up bright and early, and there is, with your free lodging, comes free breakfast. Little guy comes up to your room and starts, he has like a little cart that he kind of knocks first before wheeling in, and as you guys are getting ready for the morning, brings you various cooked meats that they have for the predators, rabbit, squirrel, and deer, elk, the like. A lot of venison this morning for your breakfast.
I love venison. When's the last time we had a little sit-down meal?
Literally
A nice little, just like, calm. This feels weird.
Does feel wrong.
There's a small fireplace in your room, and like a nice table, kind of breakfast nook in this group room that they've given you. And yeah, you all kind of awaken as Mama gets her headset back on. We're doing breakfast time, Charlotte. That's where we're at. And just going over the contracts that you did receive, there was kind of options that you guys had. He mentioned of contracts that were time sensitive, contracts that were not really time sensitive, kind of can do whenever. There was, I can't remember which ones you guys actually took, but there was
the centaur. No, we took the centaur blood and the freeing the iron golem from the dungeon.
Okay.
If the zoo one's there when we come back, I want to take the zoo one. I want to get that little saber-toothed tiger. He will be my friend and travel with us. I'm determined, okay?
You know, careful what you ask for.
There was mention of a contract that involved a zoo outbreak, and basically the animals kind of revolted and killed the zookeepers, and now they're just kind of running wild. They're still contained within the zoo, but like no one can go in there because they're just kind of, you know, everyone's loose. All the animals are loose. There was another, that one's kind of time sensitive, kind of, you know, half and half. But there's also the contract of killing 2 behir near a North River. Whether you've ever heard of that type of monster before, we don't know, but that one's not as time sensitive. There is the dead kraken in Westwind. Has a lot of valuable parts that is a little more time sensitive, that they basically just want you to pick apart. It's already dead. And then there's the harvesting of the iron golem near Esterville. And then finally, the contract that really attracted you guys is the delivering a pint of centaur blood to a buyer in Northwind. That one's a little more time sensitive and also very much on the way, as you guys are already headed to Northwind. So it's kind of up to you as to where you go. To kind of backtrack a little bit, there is within the Predator's bar, you notice there was like an arcane sigil that is used for teleportation between various cities that have that set up. It's mainly one way, like you can't take it to somewhere. It's an exit point. And we'll just say that Calliope kind of figured that out by reading the ancient symbols, and it was able to, like, oh yeah, you know, Calliope spent a lot of time in Northwind. There's a sigil there that is used for teleportation, and this particular one is a one-way exit that upon completion of contracts you can kind of find the nearest city with a sigil and use that to teleport back. Unless you have a spell prepared, I think there are spells with druids or wizards, I could be wrong, that let you teleport using sigils. So.
Yeah, is that the bingo dingo that I took?
I thought that's you place your own sigil, the way that I read it, and you can teleport back and forth to that one.
That might be the case.
As you cast this,
Because I took...
the ground inscribed with sigils that link your location to a permanent teleportation portal of your choice.
Yeah, so you lay the sigil down, I think, where you want it. So you could lay a sigil here, and then we could come back here. It's why I also took it, so that I can place one somewhere else, so that we have two options.
Yeah, we want to do that.
Yeah. And you can choose, just you plant your sigil wherever you are and choose to teleport back. Even if you don't place one, since there is one already at the Predator's Bar, you can choose to teleport to that. So, yeah.
All right, well, for the first time, we're all well rested, well fed. I felt no screams in the night, no anything terrible happened. I felt very safe and warm. We should head to Northwind. Run towards the apocalypse, right?
All right.
We have to go collect the centaur's blood first. And wasn't there a herd near Darkmoor Manor?
There was mention in the contract itself, a tribe in the Red Forest. And, of course, you have already been to the Red Forest visiting Darkmoor East. Your mother and father, Valdrick's mother and father's kind of getaway. A little cabin in the woods along the lake.
Oh, cabin in the woods.
That's never good. Like Calliope hasn't been there.
That's true, you have not.
Calliope's just bringing up that we have to collect the centaur's blood first. The other part of that was that was player knowledge, not character knowledge.
True.
We should head for the centaur blood.
All right. You know that the Red Forest has a pretty wide span of probably 200-ish miles spanning across, 250 maybe. Basically from Northwind and the North River spanning west, stretching about 250 miles. Darkmoor East is probably 50 miles southeast of Northwind City. And then the rest is a big open forest known as Red Forest. And they call it Red Forest because it's pretty much like the redwoods in California, but all the leaves are red, just bright red with really thick trunks.
Is there any way to discern where in the forest would be the most concentrated spot of centaurs?
Not from the contract. They didn't give much. They were just there's a tribe in the Red Forest. So you might have to rely on your tracking abilities.
We're gonna just follow Anya and her glorious tracking ass off into the wood.
Get the thumbs up from Anya.
Follow me. Anya, I mean.
All right. You guys finish your breakfast for the day. You pack up your things.
Horses?
Pack up your... you go down to the stables. Your horses are there. They've been fed. The guildmaster let you know that the night before. We're taking care of your horses. We identified which ones are yours, and we're taking care of them. So you go down, and sure enough, they have been taken care of and well fed. And what's your camping supply like? What?
I was literally about to ask, can we buy? I think we have enough for one more rest, barely to feed the horses and all of it. I think we have. I have it written down. We have enough for one more sleep.
Spell though?
Oh
that you keep forgetting
yeah!
about that lets you make food and water.
Calliope saves the day.
We literally talked about this last time. I was like, wait,
I was
nope,
I was
got
just
this
pulling up
one.
my spell list I have saved here. Yeah, because I had the create food or water. I think it's the 3rd level spell. Yeah. Yeah, I could create 45 pounds of food and 30 gallons of water on the ground or in containers within range,
Hell
enough
yeah,
to
just on the
sustain
ground.
up to
In bags of
15
holding.
humanoids or 5 steeds for 24 hours. The food is bland though, so we might want to buy some
We're
seasoning.
gonna learn seasonings. Period.
So,
Salt.
anyways, yeah, if it saves a buck. But
So
we
glorious.
don't have to use
We
that
need
one
to
yet.
save our money to buy silly mystery boxes.
Yeah.
I would do that
Anything
again.
for the silly mystery boxes.
The way we're gonna be going to shops, being like, got any mystery
Silly mystery
boxes?
Silly mystery boxes.
Anything on a scaling basis with a fun name.
I should retcon the breakfast food. It was probably mostly seafood now that I think about it, because you guys are on the shore of the Azure Sea.
That's very fresh.
So instead of like deer and squirrel and rabbit, it was probably more like trout, whale blubber, whatever they came up with.
We had
Shrimp.
seafood the day before too, just a few hours before. Yeah, we got sashimi. Remember? Anya cut open all of those guys, turned them straight to sushi.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
He's
Shout
sitting
out
back
Cameron.
here being actively confused. He's going,
He's
but
like,
we
"What?
did it. I'm confused.
Do you not recall?
No, I do.
Wow.
No magic. I run up, I stab someone. Haha.
I've learned some skills for my slicing and dicing.
I love that theory that you're like, how can I do this, but like better with a little
Salve.
yeah, delicious. Yeah, I mean, if we don't need supplies, then let's mount up and roll out. Let's go get us some centaur blood.
Okay,
Aldrich is very
and like while we're on the road, we can strategize. We need possible. We don't know what we're walking into.
That's true.
Fair.
So I think we gotta have multiple possible angles. Like one, maybe we can
We should
like
talk to them first.
maybe. I definitely worst case we will get the blood. Anya will slice and dice if needed.
Yes, I
But
will.
maybe we can get like an extra pint. Get some maybe we'll get like a. What if we get 2 pints and then they're like, wow, these wenches are good, and they, give us a bonus or something. But what? Maybe we can set up like a blood trade. There's a lot of things. Anyways, we'll just get whatever you guys think works.
Oh, I can't hear Calliope. She's muted.
I can't hear you either.
Still
Still
nothing.
can't hear.
Do you just want to put on my headset and then figure that out? Oh, okay. She said no. Give me a second.
She said Irish goodbye.
Couldn't she play from her room now?
She doesn't have a webcam or a mic or a
I
headset.
thought she had a laptop.
No, she's got full computer.
Still nothing. It might be a button on your headset. Your AirPods. Nope. Dead silence.
What were you trying to say?
Well, now you're actually muted on Discord.
Mhm.
True.
What'd she say?
Yeah, it could be a Discord.
Okay.
She said
Oh.
people should not have our blood.
Okay.
Our blood?
Our blood.
Oh no, I was talking about the centaur blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 pints of the yeah.
And as you guys are kind of mounting up your steeds, putting the harvesting kit away,
Okay.
talking about centaur blood and whatnot, two newcomers kind of who are entering the tavern kind of give you guys a look as they kind of overhear you guys talking about centaur blood and the like, and just kind of rush into the tavern, a little weirded out. But
We are
Clappy,
scaring the hose.
Did you want to say something, Calliope? Before we moved on.
I was just saying I figured it out.
Oh, good.
It was a button on the headphone that I somehow pressed.
User error. Yep. Deal with it every
90% of
day.
the time.
It's fine. We fixed it. That's all that matters, right?
Exactly.
Because of that,
Oh,
Chris has a job.
Yeah.
So are
That's
you
right.
wearing your Ravenclaw sweatshirt?
My Gryffindor one.
Oh, Gryffindor? Sorry, I'm wearing my Ravenclaw one.
Oh, wow.
That's
Look at
right
you guys.
now.
Look at you guys.
I had Slytherin yesterday because St.
Yeah.
Patrick's Day is just Slytherin
Ah,
I
Appreciation
think
Day.
Of course.
Saturday I wore Hufflepuff and Charlotte wore Slytherin. But
I want a Hufflepuff one just because I like yellow.
We'll have to
Wait,
arrange
really?
that.
All of the wenches are all in different houses? Oh, that's so
Oh,
fitting.
no, I'm a Gryffindor when I did my test.
it's
I
okay.
just like yellow.
Daddy DM is the Hufflepuff for us all. I support you ladies, okay? That's how us
Okay.
Hufflepuffs
Bo says
do.
I should be a Hufflepuff, so
I
You
I'm
should.
just surrounded by too many Gryffindors.
Baldric on the right is gonna say really snarky shit like, so, is it the head of a horse and the body of a man? First of all, I need you to paint me a picture of what these centaurs look like, alright?
Mostly horse body, but horse head. But then it's like man body, like torso of a man up, but also like torso, all legs of a horse tail, I think. I've
Does he
never
have the arms
really.
of a horse?
I think you just need to seduce it, and then they'll show you whatever questions you have.
I have a lot of questions.
You'll
And you're
see
right.
soon enough. Trust me. You'll know it. They are large, I assume.
Don't seduce the centaurs.
Is it impolite to ask a centaur to ride it in a non-sexual way, like in a mountain
Probably.
gallop around
I
kind of
say
way?
you read the vibe when we come across them.
If we come
read the
across
vibe. If
All right.
yes.
Do not seduce the centaurs, Baldric.
I'm gonna seduce the
We've
centaur.
already
No,
versed
you
the
do
weird evil. We don't need to do that again.
I'll let you laugh that one out while I
Has Baldric seduced someone when I haven't been in this group?
No,
She's a very non-seductive bard, to be honest
no.
with you.
She's because her
True.
heart's been to Diamor.
Yeah.
Diamor has her heart.
Yeah, homie gave me this note, and that was it for me.
Because you didn't explode his trailer.
It's okay to have big feelings.
But
No
you
one
can't
was hurt. It's fine.
Accidents happen, and no one was hurt. He
But
wasn't
did you
there.
die? No.
Yeah.
No one died.
Everybody's fine.
I've gone ahead and done the mathematics for you ladies because it is quite the trek to the Red Forest. It's about 500 miles from where you're
Oh
at.
no.
On horse travel, depending on how well you roll with animal handling, you could make it there in about a day and a half. So in a second, I'm going to have you guys roll animal handling, but I would say these horses, on average, because you've got Cookie, on average...
No, not Cookie.
Is
No,
it Bessie?
Cookie. Yeah, Bessie. Yeah,
Bessie.
Cookie's just average.
Bessie is a
Yeah.
princess. Leave
Bessie.
her alone.
She's
She's
got
missing a leg.
short little pony legs, 3 of them.
And little tiny arms.
Yes. So you're not able to use your steeds at full potential, but about 30 miles an hour for 8 hours at a good gallop. For 8 hours a day, you're at a good gallop pace, and that's about 30 miles an hour. When trotting, it's about 20 miles an hour, and then of course they'll need to rest for a full 8 hours. So it's basically 8 hours of gallop, 8 hours of trot, 8 hours of rest. And it's all going to depend on how well you guys roll. So everyone roll animal handling for me. And then I'll have Anya also roll survival.
6 or a 9. It's 9. Got a 15.
24.
Nat 20.
There it is. Bessie.
Bessie's the one that needed it.
Fabulous.
I rolled a
Best-
50.
Okay. Bessie was ready today. Bessie was ready to get going. and really survived you guys as you're traveling for hours once again across the plains of Lindhelm. I would say you get the better end of the travel pace, which is about 30 hours for 30 miles per hour, 30 miles an hour for 8 hours. Words. 20 hours. Math is so
It's
hard.
okay.
It's
It's
like one of those problems in 7th grade. Okay.
Word
The
problem.
Say,
locomotive.
honestly, you can
Yeah.
say any numbers right now.
I would believe you.
And it's just
Yeah, we're gonna get there. That's all that matters.
I did the math on a good roll, which is what you guys get. About 400 miles covered in a day. So which means around noon, assuming there's no encounters or anything, around noon tomorrow at this pace, you guys will make it. But what did I get a survival roll from Anya?
Oh, yeah, hang on. 11 plus 7, 18.
Okay. I'd say after about 60 miles, you kind of are traveling northwest, kind of inland, away from the ocean. You're able to pick up on the dirt road, the main road that kind of links all of these cities together. It's the road most traveled between Northwind and Eastwind, and you guys finally find it and follow Anya's lead, and you are able to get on that road and actually travel at a gallop's pace pretty well. So for sake of time, we kind of can montage our way through traveling through the plains of Lindhelm. You guys can pick up conversation where you want, and then when you guys are ready, I can kind of forward us to the next part. So is there anything you guys want to talk about before you
So
get
if I were hypothetically to fuck a centaur, and I'm not saying I'm going to, I've just been thinking about it
Do what you
on
want,
the
bro.
way, in a hypothetical way. If I were to fuck a centaur, would I then have horse babies, or would that baby have less horse about it than a centaur and a centaur might? Do you know what I'm saying? The more you split the DNA, the less horse would they come
Why
out.
is this
Just
what
little
you're thinking
hooves.
about?
It's been a long journey. I've been doing a lot of thinking. I wrote 3 different songs about centaurs, these mystical creatures that you all keep talking about.
What if you use that one spell on it? What if you think our legend lore would What if
I
we
think
just
that was
only?
the one.
What if we just only concentrate on procreation?
On procreation and centaurs.
Yeah. Like put our minds together for it while we're riding,
I love that.
on our way.
That's not.
I love the thought behind that, though. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, I know.
You and I later, we're gonna sit down and we're gonna do a deep think about centaurs and how they procreate. And write legends about it. You're on to
Excellent.
something.
That's just excellent. Yeah.
That's terrifying. I don't want to be anywhere near you two when you do that. Thank you very much.
As the sun goes down and the talk of centaur procreation is at its climax, if you will, you all find camp for the night along the road. Pretty eventless day. A lot of road traveled, but your horses are tired, and you guys kind of make camp for the night. And we can kind of skip forward to the next part. The next day, you continue on the dirt road. As you are continuing on, the plains kind of even out, and you can see mountain ranges in the far distance. And as you do, the area around you becomes more wooded. The trees, which were much more sparse before, are now kind of becoming denser and denser until you finally find yourselves in the thick forest that is the Red Forest. But before that, it kind of tapers off into the tail end of the forest, which is not as red. But as you go deeper and deeper into the forest, you guys kind of come to a trot and kind of take in the scenery around you. And the tree trunks, as you're going on for hours, just become wider. The foliage is completely like fire engine red. The dirt path narrows beneath the hooves of your horses, and until some parts are it's almost hard to find the path, and you're kind of having to weave in and out of trees, and it's becoming difficult to stay on track. But as you're following Anya, you're trying to stay on track. So I need another survival check from Anya, as this dirt path kind of
10 plus 7, 17.
Okay. Yeah, there's times where you lose it for a second. You kind of veer off, and then you pick it up again, and it adds a little bit of time to your travels. But you're able to progress and continue on the dirt path. And let's see if I can get a different vibe going. You know what I mean? As you guys are entering this thicker wood, the morning has come. You guys got up at an early start for the day, and the forest around you is coming to life with the wildlife of the forest. And need you all to, as you're kind of coming to a trot and looking around, actively looking for any sign of centaur, I need you all to roll perception for me.
Dirty
23.
15.
I'm so perceptive.
13?
Baldric?
Yeah.
Especially Baldric, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of come to a part in the wood where you're kind of picking up on signs of wildlife. You see deer poop, and you're able to kind of distinguish that's deer poop, that's bear poop. There is some horsey poop that you guys kind of pick up on, and almost another path that's off the dirt path of hooves, I suppose, with this type of roll. It's hard to discern from where you're at. You'd have to kind of dismount and take a closer look to see which direction it's going.
I was just about to say, I think centaurs are real, and I'm not saying they are.
They are.
Would they be disrespected if we showed up on our horses? I don't know what the standards are.
I'm gonna be real, I have no idea. I wouldn't even be surprised if they can just mind control the horses, really.
We gotta leave the horses here. We gotta leave the horses here,
Don't
guys.
give Baldric any ideas of our problems.
Very stressed right now.
You're telling me.
Are we tying the horses to a tree or something, or just trusting
There's
them
a
to
bunch
stay
of
in the...
trees. Let's give them a little tie and a little snacky.
Okay.
Alright, so you're tying your horses to nearby trees, feeding them up for the day. Alright. You dismount, you kind of take a look around. Anya doesn't take her eyes off of the trail that is left, that she's picking up on. That is not natural, horse trail. It's the dirt path which you're on. The trail kind of leads off the dirt path irregularly, and it seems like it's maybe been traveled back and forth numerous times, or maybe it's kind of like a Tusken Raider kind of thing where they hide their numbers by traveling single file with your group roll. But unfortunately, we're going to keep that roll for what happens next as you guys kind of travel on and unexpectedly fall into a pit that was covered by brush, and you find yourselves 10 feet down. I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw to see how you handle this. You weren't able to notice it with your rolls.
Oh, good.
I rolled an 8.
Okay, 11.
15.
Well,
We were all very
We got really shook.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, all 4 of you fall into this pit that was so well, clearly covered just by brush, but it was just really thin twigs covered with leaves. As you step onto it, the entire thing comes crashing as the 4 of you plummet about 10-15 feet. Anya's able to kind of catch herself on a vine that extends down into the pit, maybe 7 or 8 feet of falling before she catches herself. And you're all going to take only 3 points of falling damage.
Oh, that's not bad. That's just a little trip.
I'm like, my tailbone.
Yeah, there's no
tail.
spikes in the bottom of it. It's just a dirt, clearly carved out pit.
Super good that there's no spikes in the bottom.
I'm distracted by Valdrick saying random things that she thinks centaurs can do.
Valdrick is nervous, and it's only getting worse. Imagine just suddenly finding out that actually, like, werewolves were just real. And they made a pit in the ground, and you just fell into it.
Aldrich, you're from a little, like, space circus.
I know, and that's why I'm very concerned as to why I've never heard of a centaur before this. I have no knowledge. I have knowledge of
It's okay.
everything.
That is, things slip through the cracks. It's okay.
So they're like sentient too. They're not like horses. They're not like horses with people
Yeah,
bodies.
no.
Clearly.
No. More like people with horse bodies.
Fuck.
Does that make it better or worse, Valdrick?
Worse. I'm an emotional hole.
As you guys are
Aldrich,
talking,
I've never met someone you can't riz.
As you guys are talking, suddenly you hear in the distance rustling of leaves, snapping of twigs, and the galloping of what sounds like almost an entire army of horses. As you see, for the first time, Valdrick, you actually see this being that you guys have been talking about for the past couple days, staring down at you, mainly trained with bows and arrows at the ready, trained onto Anya, who's kind of hanging by this vine. These centaurs, there's probably, from what you can see, looking down into the pit at you guys, as they're all kind of speaking this foreign language, kind of yelling and speaking to each other. Some of them have spears, some of them have bows and arrows. Probably about 10 to 15, just from where you can see, are all kind of gathered around. And it almost sounds like they're arguing amongst themselves as to what to do, but they all look...
Harry Potter in the Forbidden Forest.
Yeah, they all look kind of pretty hostile.
We're talking about the fifth one, right? With Umbridge.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my hands up. First of all, are they attractive? Canonically, are the centaurs attractive?
It matters.
So
Would I look at those centaurs and go, I get it?
Uh-oh.
They are...
Uh-oh.
All the centaurs are shirtless, including the female centaurs, but most of them are male with their torsos kind of where it would be their private parts would go into their horse section. And as it goes into their horse, that's kind of the only part of leather or any sort of clothing or armor that is adorned on them. Everything else is just covered in tattoos. Very tribal, kind of flame streaking tattoos, all these black inked tattoos upon their brown skin. Most of them have really exotic hairstyles. Most of them mohawks. Some of them like the shaved side with the long white hair combed to the one side.
Maybe some like tribal piercings.
Definitely tribal piercings. There's
Yeah.
nipple piercings. There's
Yeah.
Oh no.
these big extravagant jewelry necklaces kind of
Oh,
hanging on a lot of
no.
them. Most of them have bracers.
Valdrick just starts fanning herself in the spider.
You know, big hoop nose rings, big hoop earrings. They have those.
Terrifying.
Some of them have those. What are those like big earrings that go into your lobe? They're just like
Gauges.
gauges. They have like big gauges. Some of them smaller. But yeah, they all definitely seem to be pretty fit.
Hell yeah, brother. Valdrick's gonna put her hands up and be like,
Yeah.
"Well, we didn't. No. We come in peace. We are for sure friends of the forest of y'all."
One of them has a spear kind of aimed down at you, and it's a long spear, and he kind of extends it almost down closer to you. You kind of take a step back as he says in some weird language, "Nakto on vitai," and they all kind of start yipping as this one who seems to be the leader is kind of. I mean, it's barely out of reach because it is a pretty deep pit, but he's got a pretty long spear.
What language do we know?
Can I cast comprehend language on myself?
You
I
can.
guess-
Or cast it on Valdrick.
I can. It's only cast on self.
You can interpret.
Yeah, you can
That's
cast that
gonna
on.
go horribly.
You can cast that on yourself.
Oh
Just
wait,
for
no, the range is self. The range is self.
Oh, so we can all.
Does that mean it only works on me, or if it's my like I could hit Valdrick and go here?
I think if the
You
range
speak.
if the range were touch, you could do another person, but if it's
Oh.
self, it's just you. Real quick,
If you have tongues.
everyone give me their language that they speak. Starting with Solara. Language
I
that they
have Common, Infernal, Elvish, and Goblin.
speak. Okay, Valdrick.
Love that we have Goblin. Common, Celestial, Infernal, and Sylvan.
Clappy.
Common, Elvish, Draconic, Celestial, Sylvan.
And Anya.
Common, Elvish, Dwarvish, Undercommon, Deep Speech, Draconic.
Okay.
We're some well-learned bitches.
You are definitely some bard helping here. Speaking of which, Valdrick and Calliope, without even having to cast any spells, you recognize this as Sylvan.
Oh, they're speaking in Fey language.
Oh, great! So I don't have to interpret
Nice.
to Valdrick.
What do they say to me?
What are they saying? Yeah.
Are they that?
Basically saying, hold right there. Who are you?
But I'm gonna respond in Sylvan and be like, "We are friends of the Redwood. We've been sent here on a quest. We fell into your immaculate hole. Didn't see it at all. Incredible. That's literally never happened to us. But we mean you no harm. At all.
He kind of
Extra rich.
he looks at his one of the other elder centaurs to his side. Mahwei shaktai. And they kind of start whispering. And he, I guess you would notice what he says. Something about your. It's been a while since you've spoken, Sylvan, but something about get the gas, get the something. You're not sure if it's gas or if it's food. There was one word that you're like. Because he kind of whispered it. You're like, get the what? What was that?
Mm-hmm.
I fixed the gases because Anya will fucking kill them if they start throwing things down here.
That's fine.
I don't want to offend them.
Let's
You'll
not make,
know how to
let's not make me rush.
I don't want to make any
I'm assuming I'm standing back there translating to Solara and Anya. I'm like, Valdrick can handle talking to them. I can tell them what's going on.
If they drop something down here, it's going to be really bad. Even if it's food. It's gonna. I don't know.
Are they
Oh,
saying anything else, or are they just quiet?
Snakes in a pit.
Two of the other centaurs have kind of circled around to the vine that Anya's hanging off of,
Okay.
and is kind of like almost trying to force you down and saying boom, and like basically saying like let go, but
Well, maybe they
Gonna
need more
hit Cedric.
convincing.
okay. Anya hisses. Roll intimidation.
Snakes in a pit. Literally snakes in a pit.
Let's see. Woohoo! Dirty 20.
Okay. They remain neutral. They don't try any harder, but they don't back away.
Dang.
They definitely seem off put by your hissing.
I'm gonna turn to Baldric and be like, please say something else. You're the one who could talk us out of this.
We would. I want to look at the leader, and I'm gonna attempt to riz the leader. I don't necessarily want to seduce him. I just want to maybe persuade him. You know what? Fuck it. I'll try to seduce him. I'm a bard. This is what I'm meant for. I'm gonna look up at the leader. I'm gonna kind of squeeze my chest together a little bit and be like, we've traveled very, very far. We would really like to get out of here. Could you please help us? And we can talk about this one-on-one. I, for one, just today found out that centaurs exist, and you are the most beautiful people I've ever seen in my life, and I would love to learn more about your culture. That's what I do, is I take down stories. I would love to take down yours. Very, very handsome man.
I'm assuming you're saying all this in Sylvan?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the leader is his tattoos, unlike everyone else, kind of go up his neck and onto his face. Very tastefully, though. Kind of go off to the sides, and one kind of streaks down on his forehead, and his head is completely bald except for one like ponytail back here. It's like a high pony.
Like Zuko.
Yeah, kind of like Zuko, like a high pony, just sleek black hair ponytail that kind of goes down his back. And he's kind of yelling at you back in Sylvan, Gelain, Yuska Gava, and basically saying, what is your quest here? What are you doing here?
Oh, they're not gonna like it though. I don't want to answer them. What if I lie? I don't want to lie to them.
What if we say it's a business proposal? What if we can do? What if Baldric? What if we offer them something in return?
What are we
What if
gonna
Do something that gets us
everybody-
out of the pit first,
everybody
and then
needs
we can
something.
bring up blood.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about that.
A business proposal.
We
get
are
out of the pit.
here to I don't know about a business proposal to get out of the pit. Oh fuck.
It's not a lie.
We are here because we need to gather specific ingredients from this specific wood for a very important thing to save someone's life.
Yushkaim. He says, what ingredients?
The way my eye is twitching. God, I'm gonna have to fucking look at it.
You've already committed.
Oh, I don't want to tell him because he's gonna start throwing spears and Anya's gonna fucking kill them all.
Okay,
Then we'll get our
could you
blood.
start throwing the spears anyways?
Oh, fuck.
Sometimes the
Okay.
truth sets you free.
Listen,
That's a lot.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, and I would very much like it if you would hear what I had to say before you started with the spear throwing and the arrow shooting. We have come here to offer you whatever you want in exchange possibly for some of your blood. Not yours specifically.
Roll persuasion.
Okay, good one. That's good.
Can you bless yourself? Can
You
you
said
give
you were
yourself
here to
fire
have sex with a
yourself?
centaur. That probably
18.
would have had a better chance.
Plus 13,
31?
plus 2.
33.
33 on persuasion.
Okay.
To the
As
tribal
you-
leader.
As you say, your blood. All of the other centaurs around behind him start kind of yipping in this very tribal, aggressive way. Yup, 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 yush! And like they all kind of start chanting like kill her now, kill them. And the leader kind of, without taking his eyes off you, holds his fist up, and they all immediately stop just like that. And he kind of squints down at you. And almost half smiles. And you see him kind of back away, and all of the centaurs follow suit, and they all kind of leave the vicinity. And you can't make out where they went, but they're all gone.
That's really good.
I would like to climb up with my pittons, whatever.
Okay. As you do, a rope is thrown over your head and down into the pit. The rest of you see this rope kind of land at the middle, at your feet. And Anya, you see that one of the centaurs has tied a rope to one of the big trees. And they're all kind of waiting there, still at the ready, bows at the ready, spears. And as you're climbing up, they're all kind of like kind of in your face, Anya, but also like backing up and giving you room to climb up, but still really wary of your presence.
This is good. The not having got died yet is good for us. This is
Yeah,
going.
I don't like his little smile about things.
Okay. I get smiled at a lot. Smile can go a very long way, Calliope. You should try it. Smile at them.
Calliope has like a terrified smile on her face, like fuck. It's like, I've died by so many things, I don't want a centaur to be of them.
Anya just bare teeth.
I'm not smiling.
We all climb out the pit.
All right. You all climb up the pit. They all seem to kind of corral you as this leader pulls out this massive like battle axe off of his back. Blade like you've never seen, but like a double-edged axe. Almost on like a lance, but with two big edges. Very, very ripped biceps as he's carrying this thing, because this thing is... You probably couldn't even pick this thing up as he's carrying this, and kind of uses it to almost intimidate you, kind of points at you. It's got a point on the end. Like it was like a makeshift lance with these massive blades on either end, and they all kind of form a circle around you and start guiding you to a different location, and expect you to all start walking as their weapons are still trained on you, and the leader behind all of you.
Yes, please, we're not in the pit anymore.
Pushi Balba. Let's go.
Okay.
Got my
Ain't nobody
hand
like
on the
this.
hilt of my sunblade the whole time.
Okay.
Oh god.
All right. You guys follow these centaurs back. What seems to be their makeshift home. It doesn't seem like it's like this big village or anything. It seems very like nomadic. Like they put it up for the night, or maybe a few nights ago. But it seems very ramshackle, is a word. And there's a pit in the middle, not like a pit that you guys fell into, but more like a training pit or like a dirt pit with fences around. Looks more like a fighting ring. And they all lead you to a different area, and keep you under centaur watch as some of them kind of go back to their different areas. And the leader, you see, kind of goes off and is kind of whispering to one of the other centaurs, one of the other elders.
Hey, we've been in worse situations. This isn't awful. Among the situations we've been in, it's It's up there. But still not dead.
Yeah,
That's good.
I will say I don't necessarily want to fight them, so hopefully, hopefully this isn't too bad. We set ourselves up for this, though. Let's be honest.
We kind of.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, we
Oh,
do it
yeah?
on a grudge match. Okay, and is that really worst case scenario at that point?
We send onion.
We send
Yeah.
Onion. She loves
We
shit
just-
like that.
Yeah, but what if they pick Calliope or me? I'm not a fighter. Why do you have more of a
disguise person on Onion and make her look like one of you.
I think we all have disguise first.
Okay, you know what?
Yeah.
Yes, it was a perfect plan. Okay, I feel better already.
The leader trots back to you. His battle axe now sheathed onto his back, and comes up to you, Valdrick, since you were the one doing the talking, and he says, in his language again, Vishkaim densa din Achtohan. Basically saying, welcome, this is, we are the tribe, the Octahan Centaur tribe, and my name is Nighthawk. And I'm
You
the
said
chieftain here.
Octahan?
Yeah, it's spelled a little wonky. AHKTA''AHAN. Sorry.
And his name is Nighthawk?
Yep. In common, it's known as Nighthawk. He says something that sounds like Lumalorn in his language, in Sylvan, but in common, it's known as Nighthawk.
A great, beautiful little homestead you've got here. Really love the training pit. We do quite a bit of fighting ourselves. Mostly all bad things. Not that I am in any way ungrateful for you bringing us to your beautiful home, but this is friendly? I need to tell my friends that you aren't going to throw us back into a pit.
He continues speaking in Sylvan, but for sake of conversation, I'll speak in English, and he says, we do not live here. We are a nomadic tribe. This is temporary. We are headed back to the Elder Forest, as it is much more friendly to our kind. We do not mean you harm if you do not mean us harm. However, I am curious as to why you want our blood and how you would expect to get it.
I mean, I'm going to be honest because this was our first plan to begin with, but we need it to prove our worth, because you are such noble and great creatures, that to convince one of you to befriend us in a way where you would be willing to exchange blood with us, such a huge feat. So truly we came here in the hopes of casting friendship. I've got lots of trinkets and wares and trophies and treasures from all over the world, in exchange for what I am asking.
We do not want your trinkets here, or your jewelry, or your wares. We are a prideful tribe. You do not simply come into my tribe wanting our blood. But I have been speaking with the other elder centaurs here, and we have decided you may have some blood if you acquire it in combat. We do not stay long at one location. We migrate quite frequently, and the weakest links we leave behind. We have decided that the weak links this time may challenge themselves to prove themselves worthy to migrate with us, with the tribe, if they best one of you in combat. There are 3. weak links who will be staying behind, unless they prove themselves worthy in the combat. Who amongst the 4 of you will face the 3 of them?
Well, it's going to be our beautiful friend Anya. Also, want to say I really love this kind of thing. Truly, I wish more people were about trial by combat. We love a good trial by combat, and let me tell you, I love being here with the Octon tribe, Nighthawk. It's being such a pleasure. Truly, I'm learning so many things. Let me introduce you to Anya.
Obadada Shota. And he starts speaking Sylvan to Anya, and basically, what you guys can translate Calliope and Valdric is...
I would have been translating that entire conversation back to Anya and Solara. It was like, Valdric, I'll stand back here and tell them what's being said.
Yeah, as you're translating, you get caught off guard by one of the things that he says so offhandedly, and he just says, so you will be fighting to the death. Ha ha ha.
I'm trying to go to the death.
Anya loves to the death.
She does love to the death.
I mean, she doesn't have to pull her punches. And look at her. She hasn't been glowing like this in fucking weeks. Very well rested. She's killed a kraken. She's about to go into trial by combat. This is Christmas for Anya.
This is Christmas for Anya.
I mean, obviously they
I
kill
almost
her.
like,
and
you know, like I
probably
want to give
us.
her like an advance, like I want to like give her like cast a spell, but I'm like I don't know if she needs it.
No, let me ask you: are we allowed to give her? Is it again? Are there rules in this trial by combat?
The rules are the weakest will die.
Got it.
It is to the death. That is what
Perfect.
to the death means.
Cool. Can we have like 5 minutes?
You may take your time with your tribe.
Thank you,
Our
Nighthawk.
tribe.
God,
Do we
they
bow?
are amazing. Yeah. What does he do? Did he do one of these at me when he pulled up?
Yeah, he definitely
Yeah, I'm gonna do one of them back at him.
did. He kind of bows and trots away.
Nice. This is good, you guys. See, we're not all about murder. We're very culturally sensitive. Now let's talk about this trial by combat. I will immediately give Anya double finger guns and improve bardic inspo, which I believe is a D10 now.
This is a dumb question. If she's in combat, is there a difference between like a strength check and like an attack, or is like, 'cause if it's like the spell, it'll give her advantage on strength checks. I just don't know if that counts in combat, or if it's just like, oh, you're trying to move a rock, you know?
Yeah, strength checks are different from like attack rolls.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, I'm just gonna give her bless too then. I'm just gonna bless her.
I'm so sorry. I have no spells to help you. If you weren't wearing armor, I had some. You are, so it doesn't help. I'm so sorry.
Whatever, Calliope. It's fine.
Do I have like anything else that I can
I'm not
use?
worried.
Flavia's like,
I'm like double checking.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Let's
You're
give
gonna
her...
send Calliope. I'm so sorry.
Oh, can I give you... I'm gonna give you heroism.
Ooh, that's fun. Where's my one? I had it saved.
Nice.
Or I had it prepared. Where is it?
Oh, I can cast it at a higher level. Oh, that one doesn't
Do what
matter.
I want to.
Until the spell ends, the creature is immune to being frightened and gains temporary hit points equal to my charisma modifier. So I'm going to give you 7 temp hit points, which isn't much in the long run, but cannot be frightened.
You said how much? Sorry.
7.
7. Okay.
And I think that's all I have in way of like buff.
Okay, or one other one I have. I don't know. Do centaurs count as a fae? celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. For protection from good and evil. They fall under any of that.
No, centaurs are
I don't
a
think so.
monstrosity.
Okay, well then, I bless her up. That's all I got.
Bless Anya up and send her out in there.
All right. Well, you guys are having your team huddle of various Spartic inspos and blessings across the training pitch. Nighthawk is talking to 3 of the other centaurs who look a little more feeble. One of them looks pretty old and pretty aged. Clearly, they don't really respect elders. As they become weak, they are not worth as much. Like it's definitely opposite vibes of like Asian, culture where they respect their elders more as they grow. Honestly, most cultures, yeah.
Solara feels so bad. She feels so bad for what's about to happen.
It seems like Nighthawk is kind of basically explaining to them what is happening, and by the looks on their faces as they look at each other, you guys realize that this is probably the first time that they're being told that they are the weakest links and that they're being left behind before the tribe migrates. And not only that, but now they have to fight for their lives, and if they win, then they're able to join. So they're kind of having mixed feelings, but mostly like
not the scary lady in dragon armor.
Looking over at the bronze dragon armor lady. But they're not necessarily scared. They're just kind of like taken aback. Like, wow, we were the weak links. That's a slap in the face. But they kind of ready themselves, crack their necks, pull out their various weaponries, which includes pikes and longbows. And Anya, as you enter the ring, they kind of go from scared and kind of like confused to ready for battle, angry, brows down. The 3 of them begin circling you. Go ahead and roll initiative for me, Anya.
I will have taken a swig of blood and put a drop on my hilt just to...
Okay. In the team huddle, you're kind of doing this?
Yeah.
I'm standing with a wet rag by the side of the field like a coach. I'm shouting things at Anya.
I rolled a 17.
Okay.
Straddle one of them, Anya!
Go ahead and re-roll for me, Anya.
Oh boy.
Not them also rolling high.
18.
Okay. Alright, you did break that tie.
Okay. I'm ready to... I got heals for her if I need.
But the one centaur, as Nighthawk kind of raises his battle axe in preparation, looking at all of you, giving the nod of "Are you ready? Are you ready?" Slams the battle axe down onto a stump, splits it in half, and that begins combat. As one of the centaurs kind of growls and starts galloping towards you, beating you in initiative. He's going to attempt to charge at you with his pike. We're looking at a 19 to hit.
It ties.
Okay, that's a hit. And we're going to do this kind of abstractly without a battle map. Okay. So that is going to be... Alright, so this centaur comes storming at you, charging at you. Before you're able to kind of ready yourself, you kind of dig into the dirt, into the sand beneath you, but not before he clips your shoulder with his pike and also runs you over with his hooves, trampling you beneath as you kind of go rolling underneath him. And you're going to be taking... Ooh... 22 damage, 14 of it is piercing, and you're taking an extra... Oh, it's all piercing damage. but it's extra damage because he charged at you. But you are up next in combat.
All right. That pisses me off. So I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna slap him with my sunblade.
Okay.
I thought you were just gonna leave it at slap him, and I was
Right on
like,
his
butt.
nice.
Slap
What an action. Whap!
All right. A 23 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. All right, that's 11 damage with.
Sorry, I missed an attack. I didn't realize he gets 2 attacks. But it's gonna be a miss anyways. So continue on.
Okay.
He missed with a 4.
Yeah, that's a 9. No, I said 11 damage. 11.
Okay. All right.
And then I'm gonna attack again.
Okay.
28.
That will definitely hit. Yeah.
Okay. And 18 damage.
Okay.
And yeah, I think that's it. The other 2 are far. They haven't. They're not close enough, right? It's
Yeah,
just
they're
this
still
one?
they're still kind of circling. They're about 30
Okay.
feet from you.
Okay. All right.
I'd say the whole pitch is 60 feet in circumference.
Okay.
You didn't use the bless yet, right?
No.
Okay. And am I, after she uses it, you can tell me no, so I just remembered. Can I cast Shield of Faith on her? Or you can totally say no. It's a bonus action, but it's concentration, so I would wait for her to use bless. But you can, I forgot about it. That's why I said, like, I get it.
So Shield of Faith is a reaction.
It'll be plus. It just says it's a bonus action, and it's up to 10 minutes. It just gives a +2 to her AC.
Okay.
So,
What's the range on it?
60 feet.
Okay.
If I would just be like, I would be so scared, and I'd just be like,
Yeah. So
praying for her.
in fear of like breaking the rules, you could roll stealth and see if you want to get away with it, but you get the idea that if someone catches you casting this,
it might be bad. Okay. All right. Well, I'm not gonna do it yet because she still has her bless. She's okay. This is just, it'll be like if we need it. Okay.
Okay.
It's fine. Just want to know before we got too far.
All right. And so that's just the 2 attacks for you, Anya.
Yeah, and yep.
All right. One of the other centaurs comes charging at you as well. And first attack, 25 to hit. And that is also going to be...
That's wild.
A lot of dice.
19 piercing damage.
Okay. I'm gonna use my hellish rebuke on this clown.
Okay.
Hell yeah, you are.
Read that to me.
Reaction, you're being damaged by a creature within 60 feet of you that you can see. You point your finger, and the creature that damaged you is momentarily surrounded by hellish flames. The creature must make a dexterity saving throw. It takes 2d10 fire damage on a failed save, and half as much on a successful one.
Okay. Spell save DC doesn't matter because a 5 is not going to beat that. So go ahead and roll your damage, full damage.
14.
Okay.
2d10. Yeah, 14.
All right. As you stand up, you take 2 swipes at the centaur who has just turned around to meet you in combat. You take 2 swipes at him, severely injuring him, blood spraying across the dirt pitch as you're caught off guard and basically body checked by the chest of this half horse, half human. The other one behind you, you're kind of spun around in a haze, and as you gather yourself, you point your finger at him, and fire erupts in a ring of fire around him, burning his hooves, and his front hooves kind of jump up in as he gets startled, and he takes 14 damage. All right, he does get a second attack as he raises his hooves and he comes down to hit you with the hooves. Ooh, it was on a 20, but then flipped to a 2 at the last second, so it's gonna be a miss. Lucky you, almost a crit. All right. That is that guy's turn, and the last one is kind of an elderly woman centaur. Pulls out a longbow that is very, very long because she's very high up, longer than any human could even manage to pull back. Pulls back this longbow and shoots at you. 10, it's gonna be a miss. Gets another attack. Another 10 is gonna be a miss. So 2 arrows go whizzing by you as the dust from the dirt kind of kicks up and throws her off. We're at the top of the order. The centaur that trampled you, that you sliced at, is going to now attack you again with its pike and with its hooves. First with the pike is a natural 1. Jeez. Time to change dice. Second attack is a 12 with the hooves.
I like that dice.
That's going to be a miss as well. As you dodge this time, ready for it. The hooves come up and you're able to see them. You kind of do a duck and roll as they plant into the dust, right, just missing you. Dust kicking up again. And you roll up, you roll over, stand up, and it is your turn.
All right, I'm going to...
2 of them are now adjacent to you. One of them is still 30 feet out.
Are they within 5 feet of each other?
Yeah, I would say so.
Cool.
Here we go. Green flame blade. Yeah.
My green flame blade. All right, so I'm going to attack... Does one of them look worse, or do they look about the same?
Yeah, the one that you hit with your blade looks far worse, and you know you did more damage to that one than you did to the one with Hellish Rebuke.
All right, I'm gonna attack the one with Hellish Rebuke.
Okay. The one
I'm
kind
gonna
of
swipe at him.
All right.
Yes. Okay, so I rolled 12 plus 11, 23.
That will hit.
Okay, wait. Okay, normal effects. So he will get 17 damage plus okay. Second creature takes fire damage equal to my spell casting ability modifier. 1d. Okay. So 1d8. Okay, the guy that I attacked first the last time, he gets 5 damage to him.
Okay.
And
all right, so you slice, take a big chunk out of the second centaur that trampled you, or that kind of body checked you, who's kind of currently in flames. As you slice him, some of those flames kind of twist into like a mini tornado, turn green, and shoot across right over your shoulder to the first centaur, shooting right into its heart and engulfing it in flames as his eyes roll back and falls flat down dead into the pitch.
okay.
Nighthawk is just standing there, arms crossed, no expression.
Okay, I have extra. I didn't finish the damage to the first guy.
Okay. That's
So he
fine.
gets an extra 4 damage from the fire.
Okay.
And I'll just give him, for my second attack, just a good old swipe.
Just give it to him, yeah. Okay.
The old shishimi.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I rolled a 3. So that'll be 3 plus 11 is 14. So before you tell me if that's a pass or fail, I'm going to use my blast.
Okay.
Which is a 4, so that's...
Ooh. Yes.
Is that 18? No.
17. What was it? 13?
4 plus 14 is 18. Is that what?
Yes. I couldn't remember. Yes. Okay. Yes.
18 is a hit. 18 is a hit.
Okay. I feel so holy as I'm slicing and dicing. All right. That is 13 damage.
Okay. That is the one that you took a chunk out of the torso. He kind of buckles and trips over himself as you kind of do a flourish and slice across his human torso, pouring out more blood onto the pitch as he falls over limp as well. He's dead. And
Can I say I would have like slid under him and like sliced along his belly so that I could make my way towards moving towards Lady Archer?
sure, you still have your movement if you
Yeah.
want to move.
So
just 30
I
feet.
will
Lady Archer.
like take a running and like slide underneath towards. Yeah.
Okay, you can move 30 feet. You are effectively adjacent to the
And
old
I'm
woman
hoping she
centaur.
can't shoot at me because I'm right up on her.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hold up.
she sees you coming, puts her longbow away, and pulls out her pike and tries to meet you in the middle, and is going to take an attack at you with her pike. Change dice, still same result, natural 1. And her second attack with her hooves is not much better, 13.
Oof.
13 is a miss. All right. As she kind of showing her true colors of why she is one of the weaklings, fumbles with her pike as she kind of just drops her longbow to the sand, pulls out her pike, doesn't get a good grip on it, completely whiffs, and that throws off her balance that her hooves aren't even a threat. It is back to your turn.
I rolled a 29.
To hit.
Yeah.
Okay. That will hit.
Okay. And then that's 12 damage.
Okay.
First attack, second attack, 21.
That will hit.
And 14 damage.
Okay. Alright, that's it. As you slice and dice, essentially. Catch her off balance, easily dodging her hoof attack, slicing down the backside of her centaur horse-like back, and then doing another stab into it. As she's going to turn around, she kind of screams, "Ah!" and tries to put her pike into you awkwardly. With a 14 to hit is a miss. Is going to jump onto her front hooves and with her back hooves, like try to like donkey kick you. And 19? 19 ties you, right? Yep. So is successful with the back hooves. Donkey kicks you for 13 damage, bludgeoning.
Okay.
As makes purchase with the side of your head. You kind of get knocked loose, but it is your turn.
All right. Slice.
Make that bitch.
And dice.
Yep.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Yep, that will hit.
All right. 17 damage.
And that will be enough. How would you like to kill the poor old lady centaur?
Going for the back legs. They just kicked me.
Yeah.
Yeah. As
Flanker.
as they're still up in the sky, coming down, landing from kicking you, you kind of on your backswing, still kind of a little dizzy. You just kind of just take a risky slice, and it pays off as you cleave her straight in half with the sunblade. And with that one, you hear a resounding "ooh" as most of the tribe members turn their heads, almost in shame, also disgust. But your beloved Anya is victorious in the pit.
We're like, we never doubted you. Bravo.
Fucking killed that shit, literally.
We're bowing. bowing down to Anya.
They
All right,
did do
bust
a-
out the jars.
They did 54 damage. That was pretty hefty.
Hefty.
They missed a lot too, so you could have easily gone the other way. They missed very
Yeah.
easy rolls. They really only needed 13s to hit. But yeah.
Well, we need 2 pints of this blood.
I just want to, if everyone's still looking at me, I just want to instill even more fear. I'm going to pick up, like,
Don't.
I guess one of the
God.
legs and just start, like, dripping the blood into my mouth.
Oh,
And then, like, make eye
God.
contact. And just, I don't know. I just want to
Why?
send it home, you know?
Nah. I'm just like, Solara's like nodding her head. She's like, yeah.
Roll intimidation.
Ooh, an 18 plus 7. 26.
Okay. Nighthawk, who has is just kind of resting his hands on he has like a smaller sword at his side. Goes from like the nod of approval to immediate like disgust and like you've completely disrespected him as he trots up to you and you're just kind of staring at him. He's staring at you. You hear him snort, and he, in Sylvan, basically says, "Gather your blood and leave this place. Never return in this wood."
That's...
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, let's just go, you guys. Let's
The
cut our
whole
losses.
wood?
A win is a win.
That's unfortunate.
We don't own this whole forest.
He trots away. He doesn't
I know, he can't understand
speak.
me.
Yeah. Actually, you can't even understand him unless Clappy's like, he wants us to never leave, you know, whispering.
You want to never fucking come back
Yeah.
here. Can we take a brief potty break and a water grab while blood is being gathered?
Absolutely, and then we'll
My
wrap
bad,
up.
guys. Sorry.
Sorry about that. I got carried away.
I mean, I was thinking
really
if Valdrick
excited.
wanted to sleep, I could like scare someone into sleeping with Valdrick if she was really, you know.
No.
Valdrick doesn't
Now
need
we
anyone
can
to
never
fear,
hang out with
fucker.
the centaurs.
That's okay.
fair.
I learned a valuable thing, which is that they're real.
They're real.
They exist.
They exist. They're out there in the world. Crazy. And I don't want their teeth, oddly enough. It feels weird. I've taken human teeth.
They're
Don't
human.
worry about that. I have human teeth.
BRB in 5 minutes. Oh gosh. Yeah, I'll tuck her in. Also, you receive 450 times 3 centaurs is 1350 XP for killing them.
1350?
And you don't
What
have
happened?
and you don't have to divide it because you killed them all by yourself.
Hey,
She is a
I
slayer.
blessed.
Except for
I
the
blessed
blessing.
her.
You
Yeah,
blessed
well,
that
that's
ass.
at least 25 XP, right?
5 XP for blessing that ass.
It is. I'll leave it up to Anya whether she wants to disseminate some of that XP to her.
She's like, no.
blessing.
That's okay.
Listen,
Sorry,
listen.
who broke the sweat
No,
today?
no. Anya owes me
now
nothing.
1,700 away from 3 attacks.
Oh.
I just gotta
This
get
is
to
a vital
80.
Yeah, no,
importance.
keep every bit. Keep every bit.
I will say, even with that 14, it was a hit. Their AC is a 12.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
They are like unarmored.
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
pretty. It's just tattoos covering them. Just tattoos.
She's
Yeah.
truly got a son of fire blade.
Yeah, I have to
Essentially.
a second.
Yeah. Earlier, we were talking on the phone with Kyle, and he's like, "Yeah, all your like high rolls that you always make." I'm like, "It's not even that I have to roll that high. It's just that I have a plus 11."
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
roll
my
a 1.
bumps are that high.
Don't roll a 1 and you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rolled 2 of those.
Sorry, guys, my dark urge got a little out of hand there with my drinking the blood. My bad.
She got a little excited. There
Yeah.
was
I got a
blood
little
lust.
excited.
What
Little
can you
bloodlust. Sorry, guys.
So, as we return to the makeshift centaur pit, as Anya has disgraced the tribe, which is now moving on, seems like they're ready for migration now that their 3 weak links are dealt with in true warrior fashion. You pull out your harvesting kit, and have you guys seen that? It's fairly new. I think like college kids invented it, but it's like the ketchup bottles that like the glass is made in a certain way that makes sure that you don't lose a single drop of ketchup. Like if you pour it out, every single drop comes out. That's basically how the vials are in this harvesting kit. Like not a single drop is wasted. These aren't just like glass vials. These are specifically made to make sure that every last drop of whatever you're putting in counts. We'll say maybe there's 6 of those vials. Each one, about yay big. Actually, I have my prep. About like this. About 6 of these. And come with like little caps on them. Little corks. And yeah, you're able to extract 2 pints. We'll say there's bigger versions too, like 2 bigger versions. But yeah, what's next? Centaurs aren't around to watch this part.
That's fair.
Did we bring the blood back, or should we move on to Northwind and then deliver the blood once we're done doing what we need to do there?
Well, the contract said that you're delivering the blood to a buyer in Northwind.
Oh, in Northwind.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
The buyer's in Northwind. I failed to mention on the contract where to meet him at, him or her. The buyer didn't really give much information, but basically said, meet me, have your agent meet me in the Lucky Tiefling. I'll be wearing, within the next 3 days, I'll be frequenting there. I'll be wearing one of those pirate hats that's like half folded. You know what I mean? And he's got like a green feather. He said, I have a green feather and I have that folded hat. You'll
That's
know
so
me.
fun.
And I have a cane. I walk with a cane. So meet me at the Lucky Tiefling. Yeah.
Little like descriptor. Yeah, I mean let's gung ho to Northwind then. Pip pip tally ho. Love us finding and also being banished from the centaurs all in one day.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
That was a new record for us, truly.
Yeah.
Of
Bad.
whatever the opposite of friendship is, but not quite enemies, I feel. I think
There's always other packs of centaurs,
Did they tell us they
That's
never
true.
wanted to see us again?
That's just these guys.
Yeah.
Well,
I
maybe
don't
it's
know
just
if
nomadic.
I've
What's
mine.
the chances we
They're
ever run
going
across
to
them
the
again?
Elder Forest to join the other groups of centaurs, though.
Yes,
Oh,
trying to get to the Elder
It's
Forest.
just me.
That doesn't make it better. They're trying to join the other centaurs. They're going to tell you they're centaurs.
It's fine.
All right. You guys pack up your things. You kind of backtrack a bit to find your horses, which you've tied to a stump or to trees, as you do before you do these encounters. And you travel onwards, making your way back to the dirt path, which is still kind of narrow, hard to see, but making your way along nonetheless. You travel for a bit more. This probably all occurred late morning. It's probably around noon time, so we'll say you grab a quick bite to eat, and then mounted your steeds and pressed on. Probably early afternoon, late afternoon. It's just woods and path until you come across some familiar sights. One of which being a very, very unique and familiar sight of the various statues of people that were turned to stone that now have vines kind of growing on them, and they look a bit older and decayed. Some of them chipping, some of them losing, different parts. No one came by to heal them of their ailment, of their being petrified. So they've kind of just crumbled in place. Some of them, like I said, vegetation growing on them. But you see these kind of patches and you think to yourself, oh yeah, that cockatrice. Maybe you fill in Calliope about what that was all about.
I wish we
That
would come
was
across another one.
the path leading to Darkmoor East was hunted about by a cockatrice, thus all of the stone statues. It was like the very first thing we ever did. Season 1.
I
Episode
don't want to run
2.
into one of those. No, thank
No, we
you.
killed it.
Their blood was very
Yes.
useful. One of the most useful things we've gathered, so.
Hey, Baldrick's still.
Still have
got a
few
mile,
miles
yeah.
of it.
No, thank you. I've already died to a bird. I don't need to add another bird.
That's fair.
Very true.
No birds for Calliope. Thank you very much.
As you continue on, you come across some of these stone statues in this very red foliage forest, and the next kind of landmark you see in the distance off to your left is that big lake, and you just kind of see an opening after being in the woods for just so long. You finally see some sort of opening, and it's the lake that Darkmoor East kind of sits upon. And you do kind of make out, there it is. There's the mansion. There she sits. And it's Valdrick's parents' summer home.
Do we want to take a swing by? I mean,
I think you want to take a swing by. So, and it's
I
will.
wanna
Do
see
you
it.
think? Do we think Tepis is there? Nice
yeah,
to see
I mean,
Tepis.
she's the only one
I
that
bet
would
she's
be.
lonely.
I mean, I'm sure she is. Just exists out in the middle of the forest. I wonder if she would know anything about centaur procreation. Do we want to go and see Tepis, or do we want to just continue on?
Like, what time of day in it? What time is it in the day or around?
What time of day in it?
What
And
time of day in it? It's probably around like dusk. Alright.
Dusk?
Sun's getting real low, mate.
Well, then,
Sounds
yeah.
getting pretty low.
Let's just see if let's just pop by. Worst case, we'll sleep outside.
How do I just break in?
Alright, is that consensus? Continue on the path to Northwind, or take a little sidestep to Darkmoor? What's the group consensus?
Well, if it's like last time, we'll need to save Tepis.
Yeah. What if Tepis is been harmed? Do we want to swing in there? I don't mind continuing on the path and coming back through here on the way back, assuming that we haven't died. A death most terrible.
Yeah, how many
I
hours
just want
would
to
it be
see it at
Northwind?
some point.
Darkmoor East is probably 50-ish miles from, like, right outside of Northwind. Check my map again. Yeah. It's about 40 to 50 miles.
$40 to $50 to the house.
From Darkmoor East to Northwind is about
Oh, that's nothing.
40, 50 miles. From where you guys are at, it's like half a mile.
Let's go see Tepis.
Yeah, we gotta sleep anyways. Probably.
All right, so you guys head on over to Darkmoor East. You are reminded of. Let's see, as I pull up my stuff here. Reminded of how beautiful this mansion is, kind of sitting nestled in the middle of this red forest along the lake. It's kind of four-cornered with a tower at each of the corner of the building. Each one with kind of like with a cone. Very much castle-like mansion. You remember the high windows that it has, and the porch that it had with the 2 lion headstones, one of which you broke. I think the part of the stone staircase was also broken in the scuffle that you had. You guys are kind of recounting this fight to Calliope as you're walking up. You see that the stone statue, the stone lion statue, one of them still exists. The other one has been replaced with the bandit that you guys turned to stone with the cockatrice blood, just kind of planted right there in true fashion. Let's see. The door that had the axe thrown through it with the big gaping hole, you guys seem to do that a lot in combat, has been completely replaced. New door, mahogany wood, really nice looking door. Did Tepes give you a spare key? I can't remember.
Let's check. Got a red froth insignia, and I've got a key to Darkmoor East, along with Serene's perfume bottle and Drake's old compass.
Nice. So you do have a key. Okay. All right.
Breaking into my parents' house.
Yeah, you walk up. It is sun's just getting down. The gargoyle statue above the mantle of the door is gone because it turned into a gargoyle and you guys fought it. So there's that, but yeah, brand new door. Not sure if the lock has changed, but you can try your luck.
Nice. Okay. And I don't feel like my parents are here. I don't feel like I'm going to open the door and need to be presentable. You know, I don't care. It's fine. I'm gonna just put the key in the hole and wiggle it around and see if it opens the door.
Okay. Yeah, sure enough, you turn it. You hear the lock click.
Nice.
It once was locked is now unlocked, and you turn the door handle, and you open it up. As I finish my chocolate that I ate at a really bad time.
I'm not even gonna walk in before I go, Tepes! It's me, daughter of the house!
You don't hear anything in response. But you are all met with the smell of fire and something cooking, like some sort of meat.
Nice.
And it seems to be the only light source in this otherwise dark house. Fireplace right in the middle of this room with the purple and red tapestry all about. It had a loft, spiral staircase. I'm trying to remember what else. Big picture of... Yeah. Big family portrait of Drake and Serene, very regal looking.
I walk in.
All right.
And head towards the fire.
The door opens as you get a whiff of whatever meat is cooking. You see 2 champagne flutes, one half empty, one's still kind of full, as all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you, in the darkest corner of the room, you see flames ignite, but not natural flames, as they look like the manes of a horse. Eyes light up, a mane of fire lights up, hooves with like fire bracers light up. You're not even sure what you're looking at right now, and all of a sudden, from the ceiling drops down this figure right behind you, and a blade is to your neck. And you hear the voice, well, what have we here?
Captain
As you
Lordfather.
You recognize it as Captain Lordfather.
Please. I had no idea that you were home. I would have very much announced my presence so much better, clearer. Please, please remove your knife from my jugular. And also my back.
Yeah, his Vorpal blade is up to your neck. Probably the other one trained on Anya's neck, as he's kind of one hand, or both hands like that. He's got a smirk on his face. And across the room, you recognize this flaming creature as Serene's nightmare that she can conjure. As she also conjures a palm of fire, of flame, kind of squinting her eyes, looking at Drake, looking at you. And that's where we'll cut off for tonight.
That's so funny.
Calliope hasn't met them.
Nope.
She wasn't a part of the story.
Yeah,
Imagine Calliope back there going, "That's really cool. I want to know how to do that." And looking at Serene and going,
Ooh.
I'm not there yet. Okay.
As soon as the drop happened, I was like, yeah.
As soon as the two
Drop from the
champagne
chandelier.
flutes, I was like, yeah, they're here.
From the
Yeah.
chandelier.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like a
Like
very, if Data could
A
do that,
spider
he
monkey
would
from
do
the
that.
shadows. Drop Banda.
The next cliffhanger that I'll leave you guys with is next week, Drake and Serene will be reprising their roles here in Discord. They'll be joining us.
That's so awesome. I had no idea.
I've been in contact with them since Christmas,
Oh,
basically.
no.
I've never played D&D with them.
So excited!
I am roping them in for the finale or close to the finale of season 3. And so I don't know how many sessions. It might just be the one next week, but they are locked in and they've got some business to attend to, which you'll learn about, which is why they're on the mainland of Waydora. And yeah, it'll be fun.
Imagine we were like, now let's keep going.
Yeah.
He would have been like, nah, he knew.
No, it would have all worked out. Like if you guys wanted to continue on past Darkmoor, it would have worked out. Would just trust me. You guys could have. I never want to
Break from the shadows.
Yeah, I never want to make you feel like you're railroaded, but I was definitely
so
like,
cool.
yeah, I mean, it's there. It's a place you could go to.
Me back here going, I want to see it. I haven't seen it yet.
Iconic, the image of them like sitting having a peaceful dinner and then being like, there are people on the property.
Yep.
And immediately setting up shop to just like wreck shit.
Yeah, and he was definitely like Drake is shirtless right now. It's just black pants,
Yeah.
like ripped, you know.
There's not
Very
much
true
picture.
Drake
Yeah, it'd
fashion.
be like
of
if you
them
popped
that
it
we
on a
saw.
Sunday.
Yeah.
I feel like Serene's in like some
Very
like
true.
nightgown, like some silky nightgown. Like they were obviously both having a romantic night, and
And then
Yeah.
my child appeared.
I'm about
Yeah.
to put
Ooh-wee.
a little bit of a kraken tentacle in a jar in Drake's hand and
That
one of
will
those
make Drake
teeth
so happy.
and be like, this blade did battle me.
where's the goblin? Where's the
If we
goblin?
stab something.
I'm just gonna start offering teeth to Drake. That's secretly why I've been collecting so many. Just so I can show and tell with my parents, I killed all these things.
Yeah.
This is a cool thing.
You
that
also-
we did.
You also get the feeling that meat that is on the stick on the fire is goblin meat.
I was about to say, it's goblin, isn't it?
It's gotta be.
Like, it's gotta be goblin.
Yep.
That's fucking foul. I'm so excited. That is so fun. I love that I had no idea. I had asked her, I was like, I would love for you guys to come back, you know, whenever you're available.
He's like, we'll
She was
see.
like, oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I was like,
All I can imagine is Calliope being like enamored with Serene and going, "You're so powerful and magical. How do I get here?"
Yep. The flame palm in one hand and the nightmare horse conjured from the
I
other
was
hand.
back here going, "I want that. I want to know how to do that with my mic off." I was like, "What the fuck? I want it."
Yep. I killed
Just
that.
imagine Calliope looking at Serene with like giant stars in her eyes, going, "You're so cool."
I killed that nightmare the last time we met with my bad guys. I killed it. Threw a rock at it as she was flying it across.
yeah.
Yep.
And
killed it.
The dragon spent the majority of its time
Dealing with
searching
Drake.
desperately for Drake, just knowing he was there, and not being able to find him
I think
at all.
he ended up.
Spider-Manning across the ceiling.
Yeah.
In the shadow.
He spent like most of his turns, shish kebabbing his way across the ceiling, and I was like, all right, I'll let it pay off. But once he gets on the back, I think the dragon ended up polymorphing back into a human to get him off his back.
Just to thwack him.
Which was cool.
Just to give him a little thwacking. I love Mama's playstyle because she's so just like...
Yeah.
Oh.
He's like, I'm good at this.
Yeah. I can do this, and I'm going to do it every time.
The best moment of that was when I had that puzzle of the never-ending staircase, and she's like, she literally I couldn't tell if it was Mama or if it was Cerny, but she was like, I don't have time for this. I have something cooking on my French stove. Dispel magic. And then she stands up and walks back to her kitchen to cook whatever amazing meal she was cooking. I'm like, I'm looking through my notes. She's already gone. I'm looking through my notes.
She's
I'm like,
already left.
Dispel magic works. The illusion wears off. You're able to finish walking up the steps.
I liked Drake launching himself into the pit.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably my favorite. Was Drake going over the edge and just...
Oh, yeah.
Full send.
That was really funny.
Yeah.
And I'd been thinking about doing that myself.
Yeah.
Also, all of our, shock when you were like, yeah, Zebnar's name is literally Bronze Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's an anagram for Bronze Dragon. And we were all like, whoa! Oh my god! The fucking coolest thing.
It's the fun things I can do in person. I love a prop. Speaking of a prop, that's how I proposed the idea to Mama
Was
and
it
Dada.
the message in the bottle?
I mailed them a message in a bottle. Yes.
Yeah.
Did you
so
see
that was
it?
on the counter, and I was like,
They
"What is
wouldn't
that?"
let us
They wouldn't
read
let
it.
No, they wouldn't let us look at it. It was
You
literally
want me
just a
to?
message in a bottle, and I was
Left
like,
it
"What is
there on
that?"
purpose.
And Mama was like, "Oh, nothing." And Dad was like, "Oh, that's from Chris." And I was like, "What does it say?" And he was like, "I can't tell you." Like, okay. Okay. I'm pretty sure it's in the pirate loft now. The message in the bottle is Dad's.
I
Yeah.
saw it the other day.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I looked at it, I was like, I never did find out what was in that. And then moved on with my life. I was like, they're not going to tell me. It's fine.
You'll probably find out.
them.
You'll probably find out next week. It just depends how much they decide to tell you. But that was a real bottle.
They don't
prop.
tell us anything.
That is a real prop that Drake
That's
and
the
Cerny
worst
received.
part.
Yeah.
They won't.
That's
They
Jessica's
literally are. He's
favorite
like,
thing.
not your business.
Yeah.
I could probably convince Mama at some point to tell me what
IRL.
They
yeah.
literally took
Be
their
like,
14,000 gold. As soon as that battle was over, they're like, take the gold, we're out. No
got
goodbyes.
on their ship and left. Left.
They've obviously been here for a while, though. They replaced the door. They've moved a bunch of shit
I'm pretty
around.
sure Tepis replaced the door, but
Oh.
yeah, I
probably.
am.
Who is Tepis?
I'm gonna gather a list, Teppy.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna gather
Present
a list
Alice.
of things that I'm gonna give to Drake and Cerny as my show and tell to them of the things I've killed since they've been gone, and
Amazing.
what we've done. And I'm going to offer songs to them and just really lay it on fucking thick. I've been thinking about this moment, dreaming about it. Truly,
It's amazing.
Captain Lord Father will love me.
If we were really committed, we would fly down. But
Yeah, I was also trying to.
You did just have a very teeny tiny baby.
I do. It's true.
I was trying to have the big reveal as them walking through your front door in costume, in character, but they're like, "No, we're gonna do it from our house." I was like, "Oh, okay."
That would have been insane.
I did just
It's
get
because they
their
wanted
new
to.
internet set up too.
did
Hopefully
they?
it
They got their
actually is
super
better.
special Starlink.
Is it Starlink? Nice.
It's like their crazy one
The
though.
super extra.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Daddy got it
Hey.
through work,
Super
I think.
SpaceX.
The super
They're
Starlink.
like, we'll pay for that to be
XL.
upgraded. I was like,
Hey.
fuck yeah, you will.
That's
So-
what happened with me. My Starlinks from work can.
And it's been
confirm.
great. I've
It has
noticed
been
Never had a
that.
bill. Who's paying for it? I don't know.
Not you.
Not us.
I
That's all
still
that
haven't
matters.
even put the mount on. It's still gonna get better once I put the mount on, but that means I have to get up on the roof and be scary.
And be scary.
And
Did
be
Dad
scared.
mount
Scary
on
up there. He said he was good. I remember him sending a message of being like, "Don't run it over."
Don't run
Oh
over.
yeah.
I think
Sure.
we were
But they're-
where the old one was.
Their surrounding trees aren't that high, so all it takes is probably just getting up on the roof and
Well,
Damn
it's also like right in front of the garage.
Okay.
Is where he had it placed, I think.
That makes sense.
I am so excited to play with Mom
Be
and Dad
so
next week.
cool.
Yep.
I love you guys so much.
All right, we're gonna be on
Yep.
time. We're gonna be ready.
Yes.
We're gonna be ready. I'm gonna be in makeup and costume.
Will we
Of
be on
course,
time?
I'm not gonna
Are
do
we
that,
ever?
but I'll be here on time, ready.
Hell yeah!
So they don't know that I told you. I think they thought that next week would be the reveal. So we can at least like chat with them this week and be like, "Oh my gosh," you know.
I'd be excited about our D&D.
The last thing I told them, I think I told them that they were going to be introduced in a different area. Because I was like, it depends where the wenches end up. You guys might be.
I don't know where the fuck they're gonna
this
be.
might change. So
Who
yes,
knows?
There.
I originally was.
And they get to be at home.
It was
That's
going
so
to be.
cute.
It was going to be at Northwind, but the reveal instead happened at Darkmoor.
And I love that. What a beautiful
Yeah.
moment. Full circle, truly, you guys.
Yeah, here we are.
Literally.
So excited.
End of
All right.
season 3 is coming.
Woo!
Can you imagine season 4?
I feel like we just started season 3.
I know, it feels like just yesterday.
I already have plans
I'm
for season 4.
terrified, but excited.
I had a whole baby in this season.
I know it was.
You literally
did.
did.
Season 4 is going to be really Calliope centric. Okay, good night. I had to say it. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe I'll put in the money and get some good headphones.
Yeah.
That won't.
Don't
Be
die.
big.
Don't die in the finale.
Thanks for the pressure.
You're welcome. All right, wenches.
Bye. Night.
Bye.
I love you.